The season's not even over yet. We've got one more game to go. And I've spent £116 million. I'm back! Hello and welcome to part 10 of my Football Manager 2018 beta save with Monaco. I'm Kev. And since you were last with me, we keep winning every game again. I mean, any other season in any other league up against any other opposition, how does it say Paris Saint-Germain haven't lost a game? What? Didn't we beat them? I had in my head that we beat them. Did I just miss them scoring that goal on the last episode? Anybody? I'm really confused now. I was convinced we'd beaten them. Maybe we didn't? I'm going to have to go back and rewatch that video. I'm sure you all told me. I'm recording these videos a couple of days in advance because I'm off on a super secret mission this weekend. I'm convinced we won that game, and now I'm so very confused. I'm sure you lot told me all about it when I was convinced we'd won and somehow didn't see an equalise. I don't know what's happened. Okay, my point I was making was that 84 points with a game to go is not a bad season. We're 12 points clear of Lyon, who are down in third place, but we are 13 points behind Paris Saint-Germain, who've comfortably won the league. So there is work to do next season, but we have signed players, and you'll meet them after we play our final game of the season, which is against Troyes, and this is the team that we're going to be putting out there. We've got Subasic in goal, a back four of Congolo, Jemison, Glick and Toure. I'm sure we beat them. Fabinho, hold on, I've been experimenting. Facer in behind Fabinho and Tielemans in midfield, with Lamar in behind Jovetic and Falcao up front. It's just about the strongest team we have right now, but there will be new faces in this team the next time you see it play after this game. I have players in mind, and there's also players of ours that are linked with other clubs as well. I think it's going to be a busy summer. All the busier if we end up getting £160 million in for Mbappe, which I still don't know if that happens. I don't know if we got the money last year. I don't know if the money's already been considered in the budget that's been set. Or we're just going to get a big fat windfall when he goes. Because obviously when we buy players in advance, like we have, transfer budget disappears. So you would think that the fact that they knew the money was coming, that would have already been factored in. But I don't know if that's how it works. I can't remember how it's happened previously. I've never had such a big transfer that's going through at a future date. Usually the really big transfers going out happen immediately. So I don't ever remember being in this situation before, but I am interested to see how it turns out. And super interested if, without actually losing a player that we've ever had, because obviously since I've been at the club he's always been on loan there, we could get a massive windfall instead of bringing in 3 top players, and they are top players that we've brought in. We're not bringing in promising youngsters. These are 3 top quality players who would walk into any Champions League squad. Not necessarily straight into any team, but they would be part of any Champions League squad. And it would be nice to add another 2 or 3. I don't want to go much beyond that, but imagine if we could do another 2 or 3 £50 million players on top of the 3 £40 million players we're already bringing in. This could be a proper good Monaco team if we can avoid selling anybody and have those players come in. But Falcao's just put us 1-0 up against Troyes. I mean, we haven't even looked for a minute like losing in any of these games. I still don't understand Paris Saint-Germain. I'm so very convinced that we beat them. I remember being excited that we'd stop them having an invincible season. Did you lot? I can just, if I manage to miss them scoring an equaliser, I can already see the comments that haven't happened yet in my world, but that absolutely destroyed my phone while I was enjoying a nice weekend in London yesterday in your world. Oh, no, what have I done? Please let this be a glitch of the beta, but we've been down this road before. I've done exactly this before, and I was proven to be wrong. Oh, and the crazy thing is I didn't even notice until we just looked at it here on the video. I've been living in a world where we beat them. I hate it when this happens. Right, we've just scored another goal. We're 2-0 up now, and I haven't... Good, they've not scored at the moment. I need to start writing the goals down as they go in and keep my own record, and if my records disagree with the records in-game, put in an appeal to the FA or something. they'll say, Kev, you're playing in France, we're not interested. But that's beside the point. I genuinely feel very, very confused right now. But I think I need to have a lie down. This happens when I have these days where I record multiple videos in one day and my brain just stops working. The last time I managed to edit them all together in the wrong order. I hope I've not done that this time as well, or this could be a double Kev weekend of nonsense. Right. We didn't concede there. I wonder if there'll be a 59th minute goal that magically appears at the end of the game. There you go. We've cleared again. Glick getting involved with the clearance. Paris Saint-Germain are now on 100 points for their invincible and beaten season. I mean, how on earth do we compete with that? Other than the fact that, in my mind, we've proven that we can beat them. Although we haven't. But we can certainly beat everybody else in this league. And we can beat them all quite comfortably. I know Troyes are going down. But still, this game isn't going any easier than any of the other games we've had on this little run in. We're just a very good side now, and with the players who are coming in, as long as we don't mess up dynamics by them arriving, and that is a big worry that I've got, because this is going to be our first experience of failure on FM18 with the dynamic system in. I mean, if this is what happened in real life, Monaco fans would surely be satisfied in light of how much money Paris Saint-Germain spent over the summer. Finishing a season on 87 points is a good season, but it doesn't compare to the season before when they won the league, had that deep run in the Champions League. I've come in and not achieved the same level as the guy that I've replaced. So there's going to be some pressure going into the start of next season. So I have to balance bringing in world-class players who are going to move us to the next level with not bringing in so many of them that I mess up the team spirit, mess up the familiarity. And we've seen from how good Paris Saint-Germain are, we can't afford for it to take 4 games for us to hit our stride. We have to start next season in title-winning form. It's the only possibility we've got of competing. Have we not got anybody on the bench who's worth bringing on? We'll bring George on for the last 20 minutes of the season. We've been trying to get games into him. He's started quite a few games on this run-in. Been playing quite well as well, to the point where I am comfortable that he's going to be my backup left back next year. There were a few question marks over him in the last episode, but I don't. If we can keep hold, I keep saying it, but if we can keep hold of everyone who's already here, I don't think fullback is a position we need to strengthen. I think there are positions we've already strengthened, and hopefully you'll agree with the players we brought in. One of them might be a bit iffy, but he was a bargain. As much as £35 million can be a bargain, but I've got previous with him and he was a bargain. So although we've already got a very good player in the position he's in, can't hurt to have 2, but competition for places isn't going to be bad. But the other 2 players, they are in positions we've already identified we need to strengthen. And then we just need to plug the gaps with maybe a couple of squad players. We perhaps don't need another 2 or 3 £50 million players. Perhaps we've already signed enough first teamers. Now we just need to bring in the promising youngsters to fill out the squad so that we don't get absolutely ravaged by injury again. Because remember, the only reason we got knocked out of the Champions League when we did, because we pushed Man City all the way, but we got knocked out because we basically had to put the reserves out in the second leg. And we still pushed them all the way. We were so close. And if our reserves were any good, who knows how far we'd have got in the Champions League this year. But we've just got our 4th. I do remember Troyes scoring as well, so I'm not going completely senile, but I'm so confused about the Paris Saint-Germain game. It's really thrown me off to the point where I think I should probably pause the video, go back and review the tapes and come back to you, because I just don't understand. I might do that before I show you the transfers. I'm going to go and check the last minute of the Paris Saint-Germain game, because it said we scored in the 91st. I remember Carrillo's goal really clearly. I don't remember them equalising. So before I show you the transfers, I'm going to go and watch that. I'm just watching it back. I can't... Genuinely, they didn't score. We scored... Hold on, I need to get this. Hold on, I need to show you. This is mad. Right. This hasn't even been edited together yet. And I can't believe I didn't notice it. Well, I can believe I didn't notice it at the time, because who would notice? I'm just going to take it back a sec. And then I'm going to shut up and let Kev from the past talk. And just watch this area of the screen up there. And I can't believe this has happened. Play. Really, really efficient team. And Carrillo has just scored an absolute beauty in the 91st minute. Backdoor Kev. I mean, surely not. But we're about to hand Paris Saint-Germain their first defeat of the season in the league. With 5 games to go. If they can lose another 3 or 4 and we win every game, we might just be able to backdoor Kev it. We're not going to. Let me show you that again. So, the highlight ends. Kev from the past, shut up now. I'm muting you. Watch this. So, we're watching this area at the top of the screen. So, backdoor Kev it. We're not going to. And they were just given a goal that never happened. So they've got an unbeaten season because of that. And I never noticed. I'm distraught. Right, let's meet these signings then. I still cannot believe that happened. That's the maddest thing. I'm so glad I'm not insane. I wonder how many of you noticed yesterday. I'm so intrigued now. Oh, of all the games for it to happen in as well. Right, our signings anyway. So we had £71 million to spend. I found the never, never button. So we've bought in 3 players. And I've tried to be sensible. We've got a defender, a midfielder, and an attacker. And I think they all strengthen our squad. So signing number 1, Kostas Manolas from Roma, centre-back, proper top quality centre-back, as good as Glick, much better than Jemison. And we've managed to bring him in, 26-year-old Greek international. He comes in for £31 million. My next signing was Andrea Bellotti. A lot of you have already suggested him. £50 million is a lot of money. He comes in from Torino, but we have spread it out over 3 years. He's a proper striker, up there, better than Jovetic or Falcao, which is a massive, massive thing for us. He's going to come in and score a lot of goals, hopefully. He can play as the advanced forward. He can play as a complete forward. We're going to get goals out of Bellotti. He's only 24, already 9 goals in 17 caps for Italy. I think that's a cracking signing. And then we've also brought in Mesut Ozil because he was on the transfer list at Arsenal. Obviously, his contract's running down. In fact, he signed a new contract with him, but was then put on the transfer list, which is baffling. For only £34 million. He's a proper world-class attacking midfielder who can also play in the midfield itself. I know we've already got Lamar in this position, but I suspect Lamar might be on his way, because that was always the rumour in real life. He might even go back. He might even go to Arsenal because they wanted him in real life. But for £34 million, we've got a player who's much better as an attacking midfielder than Lamar is. So even if Lamar stays, he can just be competition for places with Ozil. And if we can get 50, 60, 70 million pounds for Lamar, it starts to help balance the books a little bit. But the thing I'm most excited about is that Mbappe's still showing on there as that. So we might even have more money to spend as well. And that's what, hopefully, if all goes to plan, we bring those 3 players in. Maybe Sidibe goes because Paris Saint-Germain are interested in him. Maybe Fabinho goes. Maybe Lamar goes. But then if we could bring in maybe another centre-back would be good. A backup goalkeeper. A couple of young backups in midfield. Maybe a youngster to offer some competition up front. And I think we'll have a close to perfect squad that next season, even if the game does glitch out on us, we will use to beat Paris Saint-Germain. If you have enjoyed this episode, this season, or even if you just enjoyed the glitch that we just watched, please make sure you give the episode a nice big thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel. We will be back tomorrow with the start of season 2. It'll be Kev from the future. He'll be back from his secret weekend then and might even be able to tell you what he was up to. Super secret, exciting stuff that you will be excited about. And it's the reason I moved my charity stream. And a lot of you have been asking about that as well. By tomorrow, fingers crossed, I might be able to tell you what I was up to, or at least give you some more clues. And thank you very much for watching.